Picture this, you take the heart-pounding intensity of roguelikes, the adrenaline-fueled action of third-person shooters, gambling, and the addictive gameplay loop of looter shooters, mix in a dash of indie game charm, sprinkle in some bullet hell madness, more gambling, and top it all off with a generous serving of survival mayhem. What do you get? Risk of Rain 2, baby! But hold on tight, because this game isn't just your average sequel. It's a wild ride through multiple characters, stages, and gameplay mechanics that'll keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. So buckle up, we're about to dive headfirst into a world of relentless challenge, exhilarating gameplay, and endless replayability. Risk of Rain 2 is a game with individual runs that end upon death instead of a long campaign. It's strictly PvE with no PvP combat and involves killing enemies to collect items that'll make you stronger during each run. It shines in multiplayer, but it's equally enjoyable solo, and it boasts an incredible soundtrack. The first game in the series was released during the roguelike boom of the early 2010s as a 2D platformer with permadeath and character builds. Despite its amazing quality, it never quite clicked with me. Even to this day with the remade Risk of Rain Returns, the 2D never really sat with me. A game of Risk of Rain 2 unfolds as a semi-random but linear sequence of stages where players spawn, fight enemies, and earn money and experience points. Money opens randomly placed chests that contain items providing passive effects, while experience levels up your character boosting their base stats. To move on to the next stage, players activate a teleporter summoning a boss. Completing that teleporter event involves killing the boss and charging the teleporter by staying near it. This cycle repeats 5 times before players can either loop back and start again, retaining their difficulty and gear, or proceed to the final stage to face the final boss. As time progresses, the game's difficulty scales up, affecting enemy quantity, types, health, and damage. The scaling drives the need for leveling up and item collection to stay ahead. Some runs are plagued by bad luck with item drops, but experience helps mitigate this. Successful runs typically last about an hour, though they can extend much longer with effective use of your inventory. What makes this sequel stand out is its immense variety in the approach to hero shooter-like gameplay in purely PvE survival scenarios. It's been the go-to multiplayer game for my friend group over the last few years, thanks to its repeatable structure and accessible new player experience. I remember our first time playing this game and staying up incredibly late, playing it for weeks on end.
Yeah, they don't deserve to be alive. The weak must be killed off.
Me to someone who has a peanut allergy. Bash! that was like instant! That was immediately after you said that!
Please clip that. Please.
Introducing someone to this game is easy, as item pickups are intuitive and their interactions are straightforward. There is plenty of plot for people who like to read that, but for all I know, shoot bug and have fun is about the extent of my understanding. Before we delve any deeper, let's explore what makes Risk of Rain 2 a roguelike. The term roguelike has been somewhat diluted over time. This game features permadeath, with each run starting afresh and death ending the run, along with randomized item drops enhancing your character. However, its maps are handcrafted rather than procedurally generated, requiring map knowledge for navigation, which gives it a unique feel compared to traditional roguelites. I would refer to it as more of a looter shooter akin to games like Destiny, though its gameplay is distinct from those as well. In Risk of Rain 2, you have unlimited item slots, and each rarity tier has a specific role in a build. Common items typically boost base stats like critical hit chance, health, or speed. Uncommon items are more situational, affecting how you approach combat, and legendary items can radically change your build priorities. This game also features Void, Lunar, and boss items, each offering unique advantages and challenges. Survivors, or playable characters, boast unique visual designs and gameplay functions fitting well within the game's style. They vary significantly in playstyles with different base stats and abilities, offering a fresh experience each time you switch. Initially, you only have access to a few survivors, unlocking more through gameplay advancements. Each survivor has a set of active abilities mapped to 4 keys with conceptual similarities but distinct functions. Some abilities offer more straightforward benefits, while others provide varied utilities, impacting your item priorities during runs. In multiplayer, communication about item pickups ensures everyone can build effectively, but with my friend group we have that one guy who just takes up everything anyways. Personally, my favorite survivor is Mercenary, which enhances both movement and combat effectiveness through their dash and double jump abilities. The diverse survivor abilities mean there aren't strict roles like DPS, tank, or healer, though having a mix of single target and area effect damages is beneficial, although it's not required. Risk of Rain 2 stages are handcrafted, aiding efficient item collection and navigation. This design choice, along with vibrant and varied visual aesthetic, keeps the game engaging. The soundtrack is exceptional, enhancing the game's mysterious alien atmosphere. The music matches the gameplay pace perfectly, maintaining a balance that avoids becoming grating during long sessions. Recently, Gearbox acquired the game, and its acquisition of the IP raised concerns about potential changes, but so far, they've maintained the game's quality. The Survivors of the Void expansion was the first expansion with Gearbox involvement. The Survivors of the Void expansion added new survivors, maps, and a wave defense mode, extending the game's content and replayability. One of the standout aspects of Risk of Rain 2 is its thriving modding community, which continually breathes new life into the game, significantly enhancing its replayability with the sheer volume and variety of mods available to keep the experience fresh and exciting. Among these, Starstorm 2 stands out as a prime example. Essentially an entire expansion pack, Starstorm 2 introduces new characters, stages, items, and more, seamlessly integrating with the base game to offer a richer and more diverse gameplay experience. This ever-evolving modding scene ensures that Risk of Rain 2 remains a dynamic and engaging game long after its initial release. Despite, like many games, the community having a best way to progress through stages, Risk of Rain 2 remains a fantastic game for both solo and multiplayer sessions. Its unique blend of roguelite and looter shooter elements, along with a reasonable price, makes it absolutely worth adding to your library. Now is an even better time to jump into Risk of Rain 2, especially with the highly anticipated DLC Seekers of the Storm on the horizon. Additionally, the release of the Devotion update adds even more excitement to the mix. This free update introduced new content, including the lush environment of Verdant Falls, 2 interesting artifacts, and an exciting cosmetic skin for my boy Mercenary Prisoner, inspired by crossover content from Dead Cells. With these new additions enriching the gameplay experience completely for free, there's no better time to hop on in. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that some of you decide to try out Risk of Rain 2 after seeing this video.